Hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today's Saturday. It's 1 week from the powwow, and I have sort of an apology to make here because I made a video the day after the powwow, and I was speaking to my liberty-minded people, and I made a statement that the powwow was nothing but a big Republican suckfest, and that offended some people. But here's what I want to apologize about. I didn't apologize for offending you. I apologize for making an assumption that the mantra of the powwow was going on offensive. And I thought we were going to be going on offensive of people that are trying to take our liberty, people that are trying to subvert our Constitution. That's what I made an assumption, and I apologize for that assumption. I should have called down there and made it perfectly clear, if we are going on offensive, who is our enemy, what is our goal? And I probably would have gotten an answer, and I would have said, oh, well, then I don't, then you don't need me to speak at this, because what I have to say is I'm interested in solutions of people that are to the problems of people that are taking our liberty away from us. Okay, and that's not really what the powwow was about. I think people expected that, but really that wasn't what it was about. They didn't really want me to speak, so I know that they were protecting something. My message was going to be short and sweet. That you have a problem in our leadership, in the government here in the state of Michigan. And my message is, it is not a Republican problem, it is not a Democrat problem. It is a liberty problem, it's a constitutional problem. And that was my message, and they did not want to hear that. And that's fine. I apologize for making that assumption that we were talking about liberty here. It was more about getting Republicans elected. And, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to throw stones at that. If that's what you want to do, go do it. It's like if you want to shop at Walmart, I'm not going to throw stones at you as opposed to shopping at Myers. Whatever. You want to be a Democrat? Be a Democrat. You want to be a Republican? Knock yourself out. I don't care. What I'm in this about is liberty, and I have to make it very, very clear. This really isn't about my liberty. It's about your liberty. Those of us that are served in the military did not serve for ourselves necessarily. We served for you. And we took an oath to protect and defend the Constitution, and that oath doesn't have an end. So we're going to continue to do that. My message was going to go kind of like this. Sorry to have to do this to you, but this is the reality of what is happening here. All right, this little chart that I made is chain of command. All right, a lot of people don't know this, but this is the reality of what's going on. Okay, chain of command. At the top of the chain of command, you have the people. We elect the legislature. We elect the AG, Attorney General, that's Bill Schuette, and we elect the governor, Rick Snyder. We elect them. So who are they accountable to? Us. That's me. That means when I call this office, they have to respond to me. They work for me. They're my employee. They are my employee. All right, you notice the way that this is situated here. The people elect these guys, they elect these guys, and they elect these guys. All right? You might think that the governor has authority over the Attorney General. No, he doesn't. You might think that the governor has authority over the legislature. No. Some perceived, but not in reality, they don't. Now, directly under the governor is the departments. DNR, I've only named a few of them, DEQ, DOT, and MDARD. I mean, they're probably the biggest offenders of squashing people's constitutional rights that I've seen. Really, it's unbelievable. MDA is in there too, but I didn't have room to stick them in there, and they're not as glamorous as MDARD. MDARD's doing some really cool stuff right now. But these departments work directly for this guy. All right? So in our case, and let's talk about our case, I'm an expert on that, Department of Natural Resources decided that my property was going to be illegal starting April 1st, 2012. They made a decision. What they didn't take into account was the United States Constitution, Fifth Amendment, which says that my life, my liberty, and my property is protected under due process of law, right? Because they make a decision doesn't mean it's law. The DNR has no more authority, really, no more given authority than the barber down in town. I mean, a lot of their authority is perceived. I gotta switch hands here again. And people think they have quite a bit of authority, but in reality, they don't. They really don't. And I think we proved that. Our Constitution definitely trumped their little order, straight tails, curly tails order. Now, what should have happened here? DNR comes out with this cockamamie, any pig with a straight tail, curly tail is illegal. And they run that past old Rick Snyder, and he says, yeah, that'll really make my buddies over at Pork Producers happy. Let's do it, right? So he is obviously broken his oath of office. He is then in place to protect and defend my constitutional rights, right? He's not in place to protect and defend the Department of Natural Resources, right? He's supposed to be protecting and defending me because I elected him, all right? Now, this is way outside of party politics at all. I mean, it has nothing to do with party politics. Then you have this guy over here, the AG, the Attorney General, sometimes known as the top cop. He has the final say. But he doesn't make law, he interprets law, all right? And they don't just, give him a question and he says, scratches his head and said, they have to go far, far deeper than that and really give the people an interpretation of what is going on. Now, what should have happened is when this declaratory ruling on the pigs came up through the governor, always goes over to the AG's office, old Billy Bob Schuette should have looked at that and said, wait a minute, Rick, can't do that. It violates the people's constitutional rights. You can't do it. I'm not going to sign off on it. But he didn't. He signed off on it, and he went a step further. He even assigned some of his Attorney General minions, Harry Martin types, to run defense for the DNR. Whoa, Bill, you got a problem. You've just violated your oath of office. He keeps saying, Bill says, that it's the legislature's problem, that they need to make a law. No, we already have a law. It's called the Fifth Amendment. My life, my liberty, my property, protected under due process. The Fifth Amendment, look it up. So my message to the Tea Party, or the powwow, was going to be, you have one person here that is not doing their job, that is a pivotal person, See, these guys can't make laws that violate our constitutional rights, and that's what he's in place to do. And I said before, if I was the Attorney General, I would dedicate half of my staff to scouring the laws that have been passed in the last, let's say, 4 years, and all the ones that are unconstitutional, that are repugnant to the Constitution, they would be, we'd start the process of tearing them in half. So that was my message to the Tea Party, or to the powwow, and they didn't want to hear it. So it became obvious to me that they are running cover for who? They're running cover for Schuette. They're running cover for Snyder. One of the things that happened there that was just so in your face was Cindy Gamrat had the lieutenant governor come in and swear her in. The lieutenant governor is part of that chain of the governor's office, and he supports all the things, the shenanigans that have gone on in there. So Cindy Gamrat, I thought she was all about liberty and freedom, and that she was going to go up against these guys and support our Constitution. And here she has an oath given to her by one of the boys. All right, to me that was just it was a sure sign of what was going on here. There was another speaker the night before by the name of John Yob. I don't know the guy. I got nothing against him. his function in life is to get people elected. And he's good at it. It's just like a film director might make a film I don't like, but he's good at making films. And this guy, John Yob, is good at getting people elected. He has all kinds of methods, and I don't know if they're legal or illegal, but he's very, very good at it, and he made a lot of money, a lot of money. I won't give the amount, but a lot is a lot. I mean, it's just getting 3 people elected this last cycle. You got John Moolenaar. John Moolenaar was the guy that came out of Michigan and went to Washington, and he voted against the wishes of the powwow when it came to Speaker Boehner. All right, I'm not saying whether that's right or wrong, but the powwow is about liberty, right? And the powwow is not supposed to like John Boehner, but that's what Moolenaar did. The other guy is Bill Schuette. Yeah, John Yob got him elected, and also Rick Snyder. So then the powwow has John Yob come and speak. Doesn't that give you kind of a signal that this powwow has been is being used to expand the base of this power base that we call the GOP, or the Republican Party? It's obvious to me, and I got nothing against the Republican Party, like I got nothing against Walmart. I mean, they have a function in life, but it doesn't really seem to be liberty and justice for all, as far as I can see it anyway. I'm just calling it what I see. So I hope that clarifies what I said and why I said it. I think if you want to go with us to liberty and freedom, just come with us. I don't think we're going to get the GOP to come with us. They have a totally different agenda. All right, and this week some pretty bad things happened. They want to censure a friend of mine, Dave Agema, because Dave has made some statements about what he believes American culture should be. All right, so Dave has the First Amendment rights too. He can speak. He can say what he wants. And the GOP wants to censure him, right? So I just don't see them as a liberty-minded organization. Maybe I'm wrong. If anybody knows different, I'd like to hear it. Didn't plan on being part of this conversation, but as long as I am, I'm going to speak my mind. Mark from Baker's Green Acres, signing off.